All right, guys, we're here on a beautiful Tuesday afternoon in sunny Florida. It's a little chilly out, but it's nice. If you saw my video on Instagram with the pool, it's good for you. The cold therapy, cold water helps with all kinds of stuff. We'll get into that later. But today we're talking about lower body fatigue and what we can do to combat that. I've done a little bit of information on this before, and I've started with the plyometrics. So that's really going to help with power production and avoiding fatigue, especially when you get tired later on in the moto. There are certain progressions with that. I will link the videos and explanations to that. And then we talked about tempos. All right, so if we're talking about a squat for lower body, we talked about the 3 muscular actions throughout each repetition. So breaking it down, we have the eccentric portion, which is going down in a squat. Okay, we can control the amount of time it takes to go down. The isometric, which is when you go down and then at the bottom of the repetition, so holding a squat at the bottom. And then finally the concentric, which is coming back up. So all of those you can control a lot of the tempos, and that will kind of help with lower body fatigue. But today I want to add to what we've talked about and kind of sum it all up. We really need to start adding in single leg work, okay? So rear foot elevated, lunges, and more importantly, I've really gotten into pistol squats. So today I'll show you how to do these, how to progress, and the importance of them. All right, so I've got the TRX set up. This is gonna help us with the first progression of pistol squats. And the reason why we're doing this is to maintain balance, muscular balance, more importantly, throughout the left and the right side of the body. So if one side is working harder than the other, pelvis might shift, or one quad or one hamstring might be working more than the other, or even the glutes. So we want to make sure that everything's in synchronization. So when we start going into barbell work, like a barbell back squat or a front squat, everything's nice and kosher on the way up and down. And that's going to translate a lot into the lower body power and strength when we ride. So that's going to help with fatigue, to make sure that everything's working as it should be and we're not working against ourselves. So let's break down the first part of the pistol squat with a TRX. Okay, here we go with the TRX assisted pistol squat. If you don't have a TRX, you can use anything. You can use a towel or anything that you really want to help balance you, okay? So I'm just gonna go on one leg, and the whole point is to mimic a squat, but just on one leg. All right, so I'm gonna do my left foot first, okay? I'm gonna point my toe, really activate the quads on this side, okay? And then I'm gonna stay planted on my left leg. And all I wanna do is I can use these handles for support, but I'm sitting back in the hips, just like I would with a squat. I come down and back up, okay? So let's do a few more. I'll do some on my right side now, okay? Okay, so I've stepped away from the TRX. We're gonna use our imagination. Let's just imagine I'm still holding on to the TRX, but I wanted to get on this angle to show my knees. I don't want them to go in and out, wobbling around. That's through hip stabilization, okay? So we wanna keep those knees out. We don't want them going in, okay? So I'm just gonna point the toe. I come down, okay? Notice the knee's still out, and back up. Same thing on the other side, okay? We gotta make sure we stay balanced. Sit back in the hips, knees still out, and back up. All right, so you have mastered the TRX pistol squat. Now it's time to remove yourself from it. All right, so we can do this by placing a bench underneath our butt. All you have to do is just perform a regular pistol squat, and if you need to, that bench will be there to catch you if you fall. So you're just doing a regular pistol squat. All right, you can tap the butt on the bench and then come back up. So that's all there is to it. And then finally, let's go ahead and do a freestanding pistol. All right, finally, the last progression is to do it with some weight. I would recommend just using a 15 or a 10 pound dumbbell or kettlebell. It's going to be super heavy compared to what you normally would do because you're on one leg. So take it slow. Let's try it with a 15-pound kettlebell. Alright guys, this is a great way to add some stability and strength to the legs. I think this is really going to help fight fatigue. So in combination with the plyometrics, the tempos, and the additional single leg training, I think this is really going to help you guys out. I would spend, maybe spend a couple weeks without doing any kind of two-legged squatting motions just to get this down. You'll be surprised how much your back squat or just a regular goblet squat will be improved just from doing these. So I would treat this with some respect. Make sure you take some time with this. Don't try to rush things. It's taken me a long time to get good at this. So again, start slow with a TRX, or even just you could do it hanging onto a pole, whatever you want to do, but start with that and then work your way up. Okay, if you have any questions, let me know, and I'll see you guys next time.